Jurassic movies are backed! Back into a land where normal-sized humans must face off against giant reptilian overlords from back when the Earth was covered in megafauna. Simultaneously, E3 just ended, and everyone is gushing over their favorite video game trailers and reveals. So, in honor of all that going on, we bring you our most ridiculous list. Welcome to Gamma Ray, and these are our 6 favorite giant video game monsters. You might have thought we wouldn't have much to argue about this week, but developers have long loved trying to take on the gargantuan. Whether we're talking about the arcade classic Rampage from 1986, the NES Japanese game Daikaiju Doboros, or King of the Monsters 1 and 2, or the long list of attempts to bring Godzilla to PC and console alike. There's a beautiful Red Eye from Lost Planet 2 that requires a small nuke to take down. That's how you know it's good. Hell, we'd even count that super weird Rabid Kong from Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. But our number 6 pick is an old favorite. From the 1986 Metroid, we're talking about Kraid. Running around with a bunch of space pirates and Samus Aran's arch-enemy Ridley, by the way, welcome to the Smash Fam, Kraid is often thought to be one of the main leaders of the troubling gang. Capable of shooting spikes from 3 holes on his belly and launching harpoon-like boomerangs from his fingertips, this is one foe that even Samus herself doesn't take lightly. Kraid also has a pesky habit of growing larger every time Nintendo's favorite bounty hunter encounters him. His intelligence, coupled with an array of nasty weapons and ever-changing size, makes him one of the most memorable bosses of the early days of video games. For number 5, we're looking at the demonic, the haunted, the dark side, and the often tentacled. Despite his silliness, we have to give credit to Darkseid's incessant pursuit of Sora and the Disney gang in Kingdom Hearts. We also debated over the inclusion of Justitia, with its creepy baby voice and its baby faces on the tip of its baby tongue and the nasty Venus flytrap-looking jaws, and man, this thing is creepy! Or, despite its alien origin, the hellscape that is the Leviathan from Dead Space. But our gut said we needed to look towards Dark Souls, and we found our pick, Storm King. Combining the worst parts of a moth with a stingray, Jesus, this giant flying terror comes armed with homing spears and a bunch of buddies. Encountered in the old Hero Archstone stage, you see this flying monstrosity slowly flapping its way towards you with a bunch of smaller, faster companions surrounding it. The action starts as the smaller beasts swoop in and take cheap points off your health, weakening you until the Storm King arrives. This is where we get a true sense of the scale as it casts a shadow over virtually the entire battlefield. Despite its enormity, for which it was once worshipped as a god, the boss is physically much weaker than you think. And while the battle itself isn't one of the more challenging boss fights in the game, the Storm King takes the prize for both being terrifying and gigantic. Oh my god, I feel so small in relation to the universe! Oh, Dark Souls, you make me feel so small and weak. At number 4, we started talking mechanical. There's the Destroyer-class Reapers from Mass Effect 3. Ah, Reapers. Unicron from PS2's Transformers, Mauler from Killzone 3, or, one that came very close to taking the cake, the insanely massive mothership from Earth Defense Force 2017 that houses a seemingly endless number of buggy robots. It's a joke, because Earth Defense Force is very buggy, but there's also huge bugs that try to kill you. You get it! In the end, though, our hearts pushed us to choose Metal Gear Ray from Metal Gear Solid 4. Hit him with a 20-minute cutscene. Don't do it. While not the biggest machine of the bunch by a long shot, Ray has a sleek design and the battle is enjoyable, but more importantly, it's the culmination of a long road for Snake. The US Marine Corps conceptualized MG Ray as a weapon that could take down opposing Metal Gears. Unfortunately, the Patriots snatched up the plans to produce the weapon for themselves, and they made 25 of them. To even the odds, Solid Snake gets into his arch nemesis from the original Metal Gear, Rex, and the mech battle that you didn't realize you'd waited years for finally ensues. You did wait, you knew that you always wanted this. You always wanted to have a Metal Gear fight. Come on! At number 3, we wanted to give a moment to godlike titans. Not surprisingly, there's Galactus from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Even though his size and appearance is different depending on who's perceiving him because of the incomprehensible nature of his multi-dimensional form, he usually shows up humongous. Submit. But then there's Gongan Wyzen from Asura's Wrath, which is likely the biggest boss in gaming history so far. One of the 7 demigods bent on capturing mortal souls, over the course of this boss battle, he becomes more enraged than any living entity has ever been and increases size to roughly match, well, Earth. It's, in one word, glorious, but we still had to follow our hearts and pick CRONOS from God of War 3. Best known as being Zeus's dad and therefore Kratos' grandpa, CRONOS ate his own children and was punished to wander the deserts for eternity carrying Pandora's temple on his back. In the first game, Kratos sneaks in and gets Pandora's box, uses it to kill Ares, and becomes the God of War. Namesake of the, you get it. Zeus, as per normal, totally flips out over his new rival and punishes CRONOS by chaining him up in Tartarus. In the third game, CRONOS finally gets his chance at revenge at one of the most memorable boss battles to grace the PS3. He's not just the boss you're fighting, but the environment that you're fighting on, which is pretty cool. It's exhilarating as you swing, jump, climb, and stab your way forward. In the end, you think the Titan takes the cake as he swallows the ghost of Sparta. That's you, only for Kratos to pull the classic carve yourself out of the stomach move and stab the old mountain in the head. Family drama. At number 2, we just went with the entire game, but if we had to pick just one of the battle-hungry behemoths wandering around Shadow of the Colossus, we pick Phalanx! There are 16 of these things wandering around, and Phalanx is lucky number 13 of the Colossi that need slaying. Riding his faithful steed Argo, our main man Wander needs to take down the docile beast. Phalanx was amongst the first beasts to use the PS2's processing power to give us a battle of this scale. That said, that was every Colossus in this game. It's recently been remastered, and if you've never played it, check it out, as well as the other giant monster successor, The Last Guardian. Oh my god, the twist of Shadow of Colossus though. But now you know there's a twist. Spoiler alert. I don't know, Bruce Willis was a ghost the whole time. What do you want from me? Which gets us to number 1, where we tackled megafauna in the purest sense. Animals like the giant sea creature in the new God of War, the Kraken in Sea of Thieves, every single thing in Monster World Hunter, or the giant snakes in Assassin's Creed Origins, or our personal favorite, Jafar in the last battle of Disney's SNES Aladdin game, which none of you reached, okay? None of you. Unless you got an emulator. Don't lie to yourself. In the end, we didn't come to a conclusion at all. Yeah, that's right. For the first time ever, we came to a standstill so long and annoying, we called it a tie.
What does it mean?
Up first is the giant, controversy-laden mountain of a tortoise, Adamantoise from Final Fantasy XV. This guy. Much the fodder of internet arguments, no one is sure officially how big it is, or if it's smaller than the Leviathan in the same game, or if it really ever took someone 72 hours to defeat, but its superior HP and strength, the imposing feel of its mountainous form towering over you as you try to whittle down its life, and the absolutely beautiful design and graphics won the day. For half of us. Exactly half. Again, it was a deadlock. Up next, the other half of the team just said, F it! MMO fans might remember him as the beast that turned an entire world on its head, World of Warcraft's Deathwing. Upon his appearance, he literally shook the world and changed the entire landscape. Capable of withstanding high temperatures, reshaping a whole game just because he can, and requiring multiple raids to bring the beast down in an epically elaborate confrontation, Deathwing tops exactly half of our cakes. So now it's up to you. I advised against this. You decide. I again advise against this. Which one is number 1? I don't trust you. Thanks for watching. Like, share, do all those things, and make sure to subscribe to Gamma Ray for more awesome content. I'm Woody Tondorf. I'll see you next time.